all the way from Switzerland, and you're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Radio, and you listen when I say Wagwa, Andrew Robinson, Jamaica, and Brother there, reaching out to all the masses on the African continent, and you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby, from Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. Andrew Robinson, love, respect, and blessings for all. Big up, massive.
Bringing communities together around the world.
Bringing you another hour of the hottest tracks from around the globe.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Feeling agitated, but you are trying to be patient. My pansy, baby, siku zako waza dali, nahisi na sama mali. Eye to eye, we can't let go. I won't try to take control. I'm sure you already know we can make it official. Never be easy, boy. Never be easy, boy. Never play you like a toy. Play you like a toy. Just wanna enjoy the good times that you know. Obligation shit. In a friendship, you need a sign. You could be mine. Complication shit. In a friendship.
I'm stuck on my back, but it's in everything. The feeling is very, very mutual. I just wanna see you so my form like me. I just wanna feel you. Do me nicely, do me gently. Your country. Passa, baby, when I passa. I wanna love you till I passa. You're really special to me, and I'm very welcome, cause I wanna be your nigga.
Obligation shit. It's in a friendship, you need a sign. You could be mine. Obligation shit. It's in a friendship, you need a sign. You could be mine. Hold me down, make a right for me, hold me down, make a right for me, don't run me. Obligation shit, in a friendship, you need a sign. You could be mine. Obligation shit, in a friendship, you need a sign. You could be mine.
Yes, family, karibuni sana to another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss Show. Pardon me, the Wednesday lockdown session, and I hope you guys are doing amazing. Welcome to the Black Hot Fire Network radio station, media of the 21st century. In case you're here for the first time, karibu sana. Shout out to Kevo. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for the sentiments and your compliments. And of course, karibuni sana to all our returning subscribers from Facebook, on YouTube, on Rumble Live, on the show page. In case you're there, shout out to you. Remember to pin your comments on the chat page. And of course, shout out to everyone who's also listening live to us on Rumble and also on Spotify. Those who get to catch the show on a replay, or rather those who are live with us on Spreaker. In case you do not, or rather you're not aware of Spreaker, you can create your own account there. Search for Blackout Fire. We have amazing podcasts, like I've been telling you guys, even previous podcasts of our lost YouTube channels. Also on Odyssey, you can be able to actually catch with all the shows, programs that we've had YouTube taking down over there. But karibuni sana once again. My name is Joby, in case you're here for the first time, but in case you are a returning subscriber, you know what's up. Today being a Wednesday lockdown session, we do share a couple of videos, but today I shall be talking about Blinken, and we've been checking about the situation that has been happening in Haiti, the distribution, or rather the deployment, sounds like a distribution, of our troops that is from Kenya and also in Benin. This has been the debate that we've been talking about actually this whole week. Shout out to you, Jiggles. Hi to you too. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing amazing. Ulinidanganya. Ukuni DM. Nimengoja DM yako. I know who you are, but I've not seen you. But shout out to you. Nice to see you. Ulinidanganya. But big up to you. Nice to see you. And I hope you're doing a great this beautiful Wednesday. And we shall be talking about Haiti, like I've just highlighted. That is our major focus of the day, because I can see actually that was yesterday in the evening after we saw Kithure Kindiki during the day saying that he shall proceed with the deployment of the police officers. And I gave my ranting about it because, it's not going to be stopped because the money has already been pocketed. We're talking about 36 billion Kenyan shillings and a lot more that is still yet demanded, even from other countries like Benin, which is actually contributing to distribute 2,000 troops over there. Today, or rather yesterday, that was during the evening, we saw that actually Kenya came out and did pause on the police deployment. And I believe this is because of the ongoing rise of matters of insecurity over there. And we can see Blinken, on the other hand, as Kenya pauses about this, is pledging $100 million to fund a Haiti mission. It's hot. It's crazy. We saw actually yesterday the Prime Minister of Haiti did resign from his seat. During the weekend, he was stopped by the gangs to stop, getting into the country and much more. So that is what we shall be focusing on as our major focus of the day. But historically, and of course, us celebrating women still, and even on a Wednesday, that was last week, it was International Women's Day, but I'm still celebrating myself and all the amazing strong Black women outside there every single day. And I'll be sharing a video coming from Ibrahim Traore, a message he had to the women, and it is amazing to see the positive remarks he had to make about women, especially the Burkinabe women. We've been seeing, when it comes to our men who are leaders, they tend to speak ill of the African women. Perfect example is when we had this woman who was rescued in Saudi Arabia after her being found that she was breastfeeding puppies and all that. We saw our Kenyan government, that is men, the representatives are supposed to be actually protecting us, say that it is our culture, our backache mindset that is making us being, treated the way we are being treated outside there. So we shall be talking about that, because this is what we need, like a Ibrahim Traore type of, a junta, a leader who actually gets to speak about women highly of themselves, rather of them. And we shall also be I'll be sharing about I don't know how many of you know this. It is actually today we're marking the 45th anniversary of the 1979 revolution in Grenada. I'll be sharing a bit of that, and in case you know 1 or 2, 3 things that I don't know, welcome to the chat and let me be able to understand what really took place over here. But of course, I learned a few things. This was actually regarding revolution when it comes to education, government policies, and a lot of that. So we shall be sharing about that and much more of what is coming from the continent, including a video that is warning African people to stop migrating from the continent of Africa. For how long do you need to be warned? That's just the question. But that is my topic for today. And of course, karibuni sana. And I began with an amazing jam. That is Tanasha Donna with Complication Ship. It was one of my favorite bangers, if you guys can remember, 2 years ago. I used to start all my shows with this amazing jam right here. But back to the music, still celebrating amazing ladies. This is by the one and only Silverstone Buzz, and I hope you guys get to enjoy this. I'll be coming back with the quote of the day, and of course, as we get started with the conversation of today.
Don't put me on a test, don't you try me. Don't talk blood and onion drip, come me. I'm the last day, I know where you can find me. Atukai sana bro, check it time. Don't put me on a test, don't you try me. Don't talk blood and onion drip, come me.
Yes, a quick shout out to Ghost. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. Umekataa kuniambia tulipatana wapi.
We that I'm smoking, but
Shout out to Sister Michelle in the building.
flipping on me.
Shout out to Jiba Jabba. Good morning.
We outside, no Rona. Everybody getting beer, sipping on
Mr. Blackout Fire is also with us on TikTok.
it. I need no mug.
Karibu sana.
They're looking at me like a foreigner. Shawty not shit if she's selling in the corner. But if Shawty got good neck, then I dial in the phone now. Bars, bitch, real bars, ass bitch. Everybody realize exposure like a toner. I'm forever in your brain like a trauma. Hoes get one chance, but my pussy get 9 times
Don't you try me. Don't talk blood and onion drip, come me. I'm the last day, I know where you can find me. Atukai sana bro, check it time. Don't put me on a test, don't you try me. Don't talk blood and onion drip, come me. I'm the last day, I know where you can find us. Atukai sana bro, check it time. 925 in it, Dubai shit. Malikani safi up, Dubai it. Toka bando koga club nikona. To my names over team, this is so not. Meant for kids, not ever in my phone joke. Kasi busy, not to care a gram na 12 bit. Free on the buzz, kuna game na free live. Tuna Instagram bado, main in reels in a big step up. Or streets naga games, una jeni mega pressure. Mamblena wanna teta, you can get better. Daily play games, unajua tunatesa.
Yes, and of course, Karibuni Sana once again. It is on a Wednesday, and you guys remember we used to have the Wellness Wednesday, but we don't have it anymore. But I'd love to pass a great, amazing message of Wellness Wednesday, and it says, take a moment to connect with your mind, your body, and soul. Embrace activities that bring you joy and promote a sense of balance. May you be blessed this amazing Wednesday, and have an amazing rest part of your day. For those who shall be catching this on a replay, I hope you guys get to enjoy and leave your sentiments behind regarding what we shall be debating. Ghost and Asema, we met in a weird way. You DM me. We need to talk. Yeah? We need to talk. We met in a weird way. Things happen times. A curfew, pale Mwiki, if you can remember. Man, I can't remember. When did I even go to Mwiki? I went to Mwiki. I swear I can't recall. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't remember even me being in Mwiki. I don't know. You DM me. We shall talk. I can't recall anything. Trust me. Anything from my past, gone. Erased memories. Totally. But I also see you saying that, but either way, in the past, we're both in, yeah. Nice to see you though. Hope you're doing amazing. I wish I can know where. I wish there's a Jua. But anyway, shout out to Sister Michelle. Good morning to you too. Once again, John Mosquito, good day to you too. Hope you're doing amazing. I'm good. Yes, and you're saying school is in. It is in for the stupid ones only, but if you are here and you know what's happening in the continent, of course, you know what's up. But before we get started, I want to start with this video coming from Ibrahim Tarot. It's a Wednesday, hashtag WCW. We're celebrating women every single day, not just today because it's on a Wednesday, not just because on a Valentine Day or whatever special day, save for the occasion. We celebrate women every single day. I want to share this powerful message that Ibrahim Tarot did pass to the Burkinabe women during the International Women's Day, and this was released yesterday, and it says that early in the morning, that was on the International Women's Day, Burkina Faso president, that is Ibrahim Traoré, took to the streets of the capital of Ouagadougou to greet women of the green brigade who clean their city. His message was clear. Women are the backbone, as thousands of people are internally displaced or killed, and as men go off war against military groups in the Sahel states border regions. Terrorists acknowledge women must feel the impact, and he also added that the day came. They also added that the day became a commemoration and struggle during the 1883 to 1887 revolution led by the capital Thomas Sankara. And on this day, Sankara famously sent men to the markets to run errands for women, return to cook and perform other household tasks. They used the day as a launching pad for the widespread social change necessary to better integrate women into the revolutionary struggle and combat of the double exploitation exploitation in the daily lives. Let me just share his message to women.
Bonjour ce matin et les rendre hommage. Et à travers elle rendre hommage
Basically what I read.
à toutes les femmes qui se battent ici.
And this is something very amazing when we see him actually sending men to the market and all that. It is something very rare to see, because normally actually into Africa today, and that is what I believe, if I'm trying to recall correctly, men were the ones, coming from work. I used to say this actually when I was very young. My uncle used to be the one coming back at home with the food, like I never used to see my aunt go to grocery shopping or come back, get supper and all of that. I used to see my uncle was the one who could bring actually supper, him being the breadwinner and all that. And I believe what Ibrahim Traore is trying to do right here is bring balance in the community, because like Keith did actually mention it yesterday, we're living in a male-dominated society, and where men feel very privileged and they feel like women should be on the bottom. Women should actually be just servants. Women should just be following orders. And this is why we have actually domestic violence in marriages, or abusive, abusive marriages, because there's some sort of pride that men have won and forgotten that, like what he said, we are the backbone of revolution in the society, like it or not. That is just the truth. We like it or not, we are the backbone of the society. Because right now we're dealing with so many weak people to the point where we are the ones who need to stand up and remind someone like, yo, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this and this and this. This is what is required for you to maintain stability in the society or in the community. But I'm glad to see this happening, and this is something very positive. And unlike most of our presidents, unlike most of our leaders, we face so many backlashes because of our behaviors, especially when we go outside, when we are attacked by these other races, we are blamed that we are the problem. It is our cultures that are literally causing effect to these other countries, and we should not take our cultures and embrace. That is literally you telling me not to be African no matter where I go. I should not be African at all. At all. It is crazy. Wow, Aki says kumbuka shit. Aki, I wish I can I wish I can remember, man, things we did when we were younger. I don't know. I don't remember tukikula samosa anywhere. Tano, usiku. Hey, yo, shout out to you. I don't know. I can't remember none of that, being honest. It's a long time. It's a long time for me. It's been a long time coming. Gone through a lot to remember a couple of, glimpsy things that I went through. So yeah, but shout out to you. Nice to see you, and I'm glad that you still recognize me. But I say Jubajaba says a wife is not a beast or a burden. Get a mule if you want that. A wife is an extension of yourself. Apparently in Africa, majority of the communities, majority of the men, that is not what they can. That is not, they can't speak like you, Jibajaba. I'm just gonna be honest. Majority of our men consider you as a woman a servant. You know what I mean? A servant. I remember when you speak of growing up in a very toxic home, these are some of the things I observed, and I was like, I don't want no husband like this. And I used to question my stepmom every time. What did you see in this man? Trust me, I every single time I could see faults in my dad. I could pose the question back to the wife. What did you see in this man? Like you just had to settle and have all these kids for this man. But anyway, love is blind, they say. So one of the things I really adapted, rather saw and observed when you speak about African men assuming their wives are servants, supposed to be slaves for them, I never saw a day where my stepmom could cook food without my dad complaining. That is number one. Oh, this food is this is food is this, oh, this food. I'm like, yo, I'm just tired as you, She's just tired as you. Probably, not that tired. She's been sitting the whole day in the house, though. She's a housewife. But can you just appreciate the effort of someone waking up, making a meal for you? You know, you have the option of eating in a hotel if you wanted to. If you feel my food is not better, you can marry someone else if you want to, because it seems like it's a norm for you. I mean, for me with my dad, I used to assume he can do it, you know, because you've had 3 wives so far. What can't you do? So far, what can't you do? It's like you have nothing to lose having children by different women. You know, like there's nothing. So I used to see every time, even for me, I used to cook ugali, you'll find him complaining all the time, whining, oh, you gali daiva, da 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 da, just making noise unnecessarily. This cloth has not been washed correctly, which is a lie. Which is a lie. Oh, this and this has not. I'm like, why are you always complaining? And something I had and picked from someone, it takes little effort for you to do something than just complain. But for me, I'll complain too. I'll complain. If I know it's something that you're supposed to use common sense, I'll complain. But when it comes to especially marriage, I believe, and this is something we're discussing on the Black Kings frequency some time back, it's supposed to be all about balance. But sadly, Africa, it's a male-dominated society where men are the ones who actually need to feel important in the marriage. They're the ones who are supposed to feel respected. I mean, what about the woman? When will you ever cook for your wife? It's always your wife cooking every single time. Let us taste your food. And that is something we tried with my dad. We're like, you're always complaining about me cooking as Joby. You complaining about your wife cooking at times. How do you want us to cook? You can get on the kitchen. I mean, prepare some meal. Let us also have a taste of your own meal. Is it as good as you expect it to, you know, better than what we should be doing? Or is it even worse? So just in general, I believe that women should be respected, valued. The value in women, the respect in women has literally degraded so much, especially the African women in the continent. And this was surprised when we saw that is during the, how is it called? The International Women's Day. Our deputy president saying that, you know, there's something he mentioned about women, and I was like, for once, you only get to acknowledge the presence of women only when there's a day that talks about them, that literally hints about them. But when it comes to any kawaida day, any normal day, you're gonna talk shit. You don't even want to see women being on leadership, because we've seen it how women have to struggle so hard to become recognized in even these political seats. There's something you must have done. You must be so corrupt. You must be doing what they want. But I feel like majority of the women who have actually gotten into politics in Africa, most of them get in with the intention to make a change, but it is so hard because we're dealing with a society of corruption, and of which change is just a poem that we'll keep on listening and reading, but it's not supposed to be applied. That is the difference. But I see Juba Jaba also says that your dad is a piece of work. No offense, Joby. I don't take it. Being honest, I don't. I know. Being honest, I know. That I know. That I do know 100%. Because trust me, there's still some things I sit down even up to date. You're like, man, how? Why? How? Why? But yes, it is what it is. And I also see Jabba says that my grandma would have bopped him with a skillet. I don't know what that is. A skillet. Let me check that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm trying to see the images. They're bringing me a brand. Oh, a pan. A pan. You're saying a pan, yeah. Probably. And that is what is supposed to be done, but that is something positive coming from Ibrahim Traoré, and we need to see much more of that when it comes to African leadership. But when you talk about African leadership, today marks, thank you, Sister Michelle. Yes, it's a pan. I confirmed that. I had to check. I don't like new terms without knowing what's up. Today marks the 45th anniversary of the 1979 revolution in Grenada, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this is in the final part of Africa Stream series. where we can see they did take a look of a 1983 U.S. invasion of Grenada overturned the revolution's educational programs, and the U.S. personnel and the U.S.-funded newspaper were immediately imposed on predominantly African population that had embraced popular education and internationalism. Many revolutionaries were kicked out of the country too, and this is one of the videos I found explaining a short episode of what took place during that time and my thoughts regarding it. Shout out to you, the video. Shout out to you. Shout out to Jing. Shout out to Kiricho, Finest. Damn. Okay, I've not shared my screen on this other end. Damn, I'm just sharing with the TikTokers. Sorry if I let me share this again with me on YouTube. I thought
One
I
of
shared
the
my screen.
greatest examples of education reform the African world has ever seen took place in Grenada.
Thank you so much, and Karibu Sana.
Between 1979 and 1983, the small Caribbean nation's revolutionary government went on a mad dash to develop their people and the island. It started with a literacy campaign because only about 60 to 85% of the population was able to read. The revolution united teachers who had been
And it's all on purpose, because it is all on purpose. And when you talk about education in Africa, we've seen, the literacy in South Africa, how low it is, and in so many African countries. They won't allow Africa to tap into information because they fear what that might do. Knowledge is power. That is one thing we need to know. Knowledge is power. Once you are informed, once you know the truth, you gather the range literally. It gives you so much reasons to have so much range of the lies told in real life.
Historically neglected, took their suggestions and developed initiatives like the National In-Service Teacher Education Program, NESTEP, which gave teachers the training they needed, and the Community School Day Program, in which workers shared knowledge with children in the style of popular education. Increasing literacy led to higher self-esteem, national pride, and political participation. For the first time, workers were developing the country's budget and were making their voices heard as internationalists, supporting other revolutionary states. But it wasn't perfect. No process of reimagining education and building a revolution ever has been. Between unrealistic timelines, inconsistent transparency, and unresolvable tension amongst leadership, mistakes were made. Then, on October 19, 1983, a faction within the People's Government, led by Bernard Coard, placed Prime Minister Maurice Bishop under house arrest. Despite popular protests demanding Bishop's release, he was killed at the military barracks at Fort Rupert, along with several others. That created chaos and deepened internal strife within Grenada, claiming it needed to protect the safety of U.S. physicians living on the island. The United States took the opportunity to launch a full-scale invasion on October 25, 1983, with the help of 6 Caribbean states. Almost overnight, Grenada's revolutionary institutions imploded. The Center for Popular Education, as well as 72 adult education centers, were closed. Peace Corps volunteers replaced the revolutionary government-trained teachers. Teacher training and community school programs were shut down. Textbooks that had centered the African history of Grenada and had been produced during the revolutionary period were abandoned. Internationalists were expelled from the island. The Free West Indian newspaper was closed and replaced with the Grenadian Voice, a US-funded newspaper that promoted anti-communist propaganda and had been banned at the start of the revolution.
Their Marxist Revolutionary Council on the island has been destroyed. Meanwhile, most Caribbean states will be thankful that Grenada may soon return to the fold.
For years afterward, the Reagan administration launched intense propaganda against Bishop and the New Jewel movement that had agitated for the revolution. And today, the US continues to try to erase this magical moment in human history. But the revolution in Grenada will never be forgotten for showing the world that education, too, is a weapon.
Exactly. And that is the video I had to share that over there, coming from that brother. Education is a weapon, and that is something people need to understand. I see Juba Jaba says that I didn't know about this. You didn't know about that. I also didn't know. I just discovered today, and it seems that there's so much deeper history on this that we have no idea what happened to these Caribbean islands. When it came to the revolution of education and all that, a lot happened that we're not really told. But, I mean, are you surprised? Isn't this the culture of the white man everywhere they go? Okay, Keith, you knew about it. That's nice. That's nice. That's good. And I'm glad to have brought it forward because some people like Jiba Jabba didn't know about it. I also didn't know. I just found it out this morning. I was like, try checking deeper into some articles and videos, and it needs time. Personally, I don't like, discussing stories without having deeper articles or deeper information about it. I just had to share slight of that because I felt like it was very well explained. But isn't that their nature? I mean, are you surprised? Personally, I'm not, being honest. This is their nature. Because I want to go back to something I shared some time back on the Africa Today show when we were discussing about the schools, how they destroyed some schools that actually Black people used to go. If I can remember the whole thing correctly, they destroyed so many schools, privatized so many schools, making it very hard for Black communities, especially in America, to access schools. A lot of things were renamed. They have managed to destroy a lot that Black people come up with, especially when it is favoring you, not their narrative. They are willing to do anything it takes to destroy. It still phases me, like how these people manage to sink a whole town. So tell me what they're not capable of. A whole town. You can imagine this is a whole. I try imagining this is a whole building I'm seated on. Then years to come, people are gonna be told this was a city that was sunk on water. I mean, how much tons of water did you have to use to sink a city, a whole town? It's crazy. So I'm not surprised, being honest, of what they did, trying to stop all this. And that is what they did with even Sankara. That's what they did with Patrice Lumumba. Anyone who tries to literally destroy their lives and start educating African people, this is what they do to Blackout Fire on the YouTube channels, because they know the more we reach people, the more awareness people are going, the more people are going to be more aware, because we speak the truth. But because they control the media, that's why. So I'm not surprised of their culture. This is in them. This is who they are. This is how they live. This is how they breathe. This is how they shit. Pardon my French. This is who they are. So I'm not shocked, being honest. I'm not shocked. You want to question why? What is happening in Sudan, in Ethiopia, in Congo? What is happening in Haiti? This actually for a moment felt like Haiti when I was just watching this. People trying to seek revolution in one way or another, protecting their resources and all that. Then boom, Kaboom! It cannot happen. This cannot happen. By all means, destroy. And we mean destroy, get rid of these people. And this is why, again, we can't have the Kenyan troops risking not understanding what war you're going to battle, literally Africans. And I want to share this video very quickly, again, as we move on. Not again, but this is a video literally narrating and warning Black people, stop going to outside country. You have no idea what culture you're going to literally face there. And that's why we're shocked. Majority of us are like, oh no. Oh, these people are so racist to me. I thought we were friends. Hell no. They are not friends. We are not friends. These people look at us with so much so much hate on their face. I don't trust a cracker smiling at me. Trust me. I won't. Never have, never will. Never have, never will. And shout out to whoever protects me, the ancestors, the universe, for always keeping me away from all these creatures. Because, I mean, I've seen my friends. I've had friends who dated Indians, old Indians, for money. Trying to get me engaged on that lifestyle, like, nah, bitch. Nah. I respect I have dignity, okay? If you don't, I mean, you're willing to sit on on some old meat? You know, don't you like some strong meat? You crazy? You crazy? Don't you like you're an African? You're someone who you come. It's just so embarrassing. Very embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Keep you laughing. It is embarrassing. And now you're saying exactly, you're saying that yes, Joby, just like Haiti, you understand. It is the same. It is the same. This is why you understand that they are historically understanding history, that their mission is to destroy us. And this just goes back to their creation. I mean, who created these morphos and what was their agenda? I mean, we understand their nature being so racist, but what was the agenda of creating these people? But again, I understand we were falling asleep, and this is why we're waking up right now. But again, what was behind the creator of this animal? What was behind their mindset? What was you thinking? Did you know you are creating something that is willing to destroy, to take, willing to do anything to have what they want? Because that's the example we're seeing in Congo right now. And shout out to Kagame. Shout out to Kagame and Skedi. Shout out to these two coons for putting an act. You know, anything for the master. Anything for the white man. Anything for the white man. Putting on a fake handshake, you know, yes, we agreed to meet. It's not like you don't know you've been funded to fund your people to go destroy and distract DRC Congo. You know so well. But you're so much in denial because you're so much protected. I want to wait for the day that this man is going to be facing, you know, questions. And he has to be answerable. It's how they use you and destroy you at the same time. I love to see it, you know. I love to see it.
Thank you for the Renaissance. Thank you for.
Let me run this back as I share. So we have different these Black American ladies and people trying to warn Africans to stop moving to Italy and the rest of the countries, Canada, and all that you can mention.
I am so anti-Italy that if I was given an all-expenses-paid trip to the Amalfi Coast, Rome, wherever, I'm not going. Like I said in that video, thank you for the Renaissance. Thank you for Nutella, Gucci, Prada, the other brands I can't afford. Let me tell you one thing. Give me all that. Toss the rest of the country in the ocean. I spent 3 months in Italy in 2013, and then I went back in 2018 for a short while. And let me tell you, even after growing up in the southern United States, I have never experienced the overt disrespect and racism that I experienced in Italy. I'm talking assault. I'm talking people avoiding me in the street. I'm talking people acting like I was there to rob them because I'm asking for direction. Stares of disgust, all-out rudeness, just microaggressions worse than I have experienced in America. I wrote all about this in 2018, so you can go ahead and check out my story on the New York Times. And to this day, people still message me to say that they've experienced the same things and they're happy to find out that they weren't alone. I actually met a couple nice people there, and one of my closest friends I met while I was studying abroad. The rest of that country, though, no. And if you don't believe me, just Google race relations in Italy. There
Thing again, if I try pick up, this is something I picked again. And when you say Africans, we are globally indoctrinated, globally we are docile, globally, I mean, not everyone, but this makes a whole lot of sense. Because when I try pick this and the story of the woman who died in Canada, the Kenyan woman, and then the understanding from Lynn Ngugi's video when she was trying to narrate how Africans walk ignorantly without seeking or doing research of where you're going, this is what you can see. So she had a culture shock of course, getting racism, people looking at you crazy when you're asking for direction, calling you all types of names because you're a black person and all that. That's just made me reason, because from what she's explaining and then what people from the continent do, the recent video of the lady from Gambia, the Black American lady who was killed in Gambia. Stop walking blindly, Black people. This is nothing to do with even Africans in the continent, Black people in general, wherever you are. Stop touring blindly. Stop going to places blindly, okay? The culture you are accustomed to is not the culture you're going to face outside there when you go to different places. The culture you're used to is not the same culture you get when you go to Uganda or you go to Kenya. You come to Kenya, when you go to Nigeria. Is Africa beautiful? Yes. Are you going to face kindness when you go to African places? Are you going to meet kind people? Yes. But you don't need to go blindly like you don't know where you're going? No. Because we have scammer niggas. We have lots of people, literally different type of characters when it comes to where we're going. And sadly to us, the people in the continent being lied to through education, these people came here as our missionaries, they came to help. They left you the Bible, so that's why you need to keep on praying. Help is gonna come so long as you keep on putting your faith in Jesus. Hope, faith in Jesus. I don't know how many of you know the Women of Faith. Do you know the group that used to be called the Women of Faith? I don't know if it still exists in gospel. I used to rock with that music. I'm trading my sorrows. And then now you come look at it. What are you trading? What are you trading? Gold? I'm trading my pain. How many of you can remember that song? Me, I do. I used to sing so passionately. And then come understand everything is all about energy. I mean, who are you serving?
There's one country you cannot pay me to visit again, and it has the worst culture of racism that I have ever experienced in my time abroad. I'm reviewing popular tourist destinations based on things to do and what it's like for Black people and people of color. My first time traveling to Italy was through the NYU Study Abroad program. And when I made this decision, the only thing on my mind was the pizza, the Vespas, the romance, basically the Lizzie McGuire movie, because this is what they showed us on TV. But one thing I didn't realize at the time was that all of these examples of this romanticized image of Italy was told through the lens of white people. You mean the same country Lizzie McGuire was falling in love with is the same country where they were throwing bananas at their first Black minister? Sure is. Oh, but Nicole, that's just a political thing. That doesn't really happen to people. She had bananas thrown at her. I had beer thrown at me. And then I was called a disgusting Black woman by this man right here. Well, obviously you did something.
Wow. A disgusting Black woman. Can you imagine? And then we here coming. Oh my God. I don't want to get mad. And I don't want to give. Oh my God. What? Can you imagine me? I don't even want to imagine in Italy. I want to try imagine me being in Tanzania at Rastaland, my favorite beach in Tanzania. Then a cracker comes tells me, you disgusting Black woman. I'm gonna knock your face, man. It's about to get rough. It's about to get rough. And I'm gonna ensure I have the right group of people understanding why I'm knocking you. Because you can't, it's crazy the disrespect we take and tolerate from these people, but the love we show when they come here. Oh, Mzungu, come by. Mzungu, come to my shop. Mzungu, I need all the dollars. Mzungu bullshit. Mzungu is racist. Mzungu doesn't like your black ass. That is one thing you're not told, okay? Mzungu doesn't want you near or around them. Mzungu actually wants to just take and thinks the world belongs to him. You should not be existing. Man.
Thing. He was unsuccessfully flirting with some white girls in our group, and when he got upset, he started hurling insults at them. And a black woman went up and was like, "Hey, don't talk to women that way." And everyone on the beach just stood there as he manhandled her. So when I went up to defend her, punched him in his arm so he would let her go, he threw beer on us and called us.
I mean, okay. I don't know if it's me with the violence. I'd said a few minutes ago, I'm trying to not be a violent person anymore. Like, I don't want to fight anymore. Like, I don't want to get mad and knock someone out. But this you need to knock out. Manhandling me. Well, Mzungu has what energy to manhandle me? Do you know how to kick someone on the balls? I've practiced that so well. Shout out to my dad again. No. Being an ex-boxer, he kind of showed me some tricks on how to handle someone who mishandles you. Just target the balls and see if he's going to move for the next 20 minutes. And if possible, add some more pain to the injury. Manhandling me. I'm Zungu. What strength? Unless you're hitting the gym. Most of these people are so fat, you can't even make a structure out of their body. Shit.
Disgusting black women, even though we had nothing to do with why he was rejected. And I have traveled all up and down that country, and it's not even an isolated incident. Their feelings of disgust are palpable. I've been dramatically avoided on the street, looked down upon as if I'm begging for money instead of asking for direction.
Were you seeking for attention? Excuse me? That's another thing with black people. I was ignored. Are you seeking for attention? Why do we seek attention from these people who literally look at us so disgustingly? You already been told you are a disgusting black lady, and you still, people are looking at me like that. Makes sense.
Ignored by whole adults to the point where I've had to ask children for directions because adults wouldn't even bother to look my way. And
you have a map, baby. That's why you have a phone. You need to work with internet on your phone. You do some Google map and walk, okay? Do you know how many times I've gotten lost in my own CBD town? Like, do you know how many times I've gotten lost in town because I am looking for one building and it's right there at the center and I can't see it? Do you know how many times? And I'm in Africa, but I'm not just going to ask anyone stupidly for a direction because you know what? Actually, people are going to ignore you. I remember the first time and the last time I asked for a direction. This guy looked at me like, yo, who are you talking to? And I was like, man, people wake up with the birds, wake up on the bad side of the bed, or the bad side of the, whatever you want to call it. Like this guy, I just so innocently can't remember where I was going, but it was in town and I was lost. I was like, hey, do you know this place and this place and this place? This man never answered me, not even even uttering a word to me. And I was like, what? Because I was, I think, still either 20 or 19, tamaking around. Either I was going for a job interview, but I can't remember what the occasion was, but I was lost. I had to use my own phone until I found the building. I had to use my own goddamn phone. I was like, nah. If this is the type of character I'm going to be facing outside here, hell no. No. Someone might knock me the next time on the face. Because what?
Yes, io parlo italiano. Italy's got good food and interesting history. And yes,
Italiano. You think just because you can speak French, they're gonna like you? Now let me give you some another more culture shock. I don't know how many of you know Aya Nakamura. She's a singer. She's a Malian French singer, if I'm not wrong. She faced a lot of racism, despite her releasing a whole song that hit the whole world in French. She still faced some racism. Just because you can speak our language doesn't mean we recognize you. That is what the white man is telling you. And just because you speak English back in Africa, oh, come on. Need to be better.
Some black people go and they just love it.
We're out here cussing out on Swahili, trying to learn better English instead of trying to connect as a continent. We're out here trying to twang so that when Mzungu comes, can hear I have a fluent English. Be better.
It's great for people who are interested in the arts and beautiful architecture. But based on my own far too common experience, Italy gets a 1 out of 10 for me. If you're interested in learning more about my personal experience in Italy, you can read about it here in the New York Times.
Yep, they hate her.
I want to talk about where not to travel if you are a
So that was the first lady. This is the second lady.
dark-skinned Black person. Hi, my name is Monique, and I've traveled to roughly 30 countries, most of them solo. The country that treated me the worst as a dark-skinned Black woman is Italy. In 2018, I decided that I wanted to take a trip over to Europe and visit a couple of countries while I was there. So on this trip, I visited Italy as well as Greece. I spent 4 days in Italy and 4 days in Greece. From the moment that I landed in the Rome International Airport, I was treated poorly. As I always do, I booked my transportation to get from the airport to my hostel before landing in Italy. So when I got there, all I had to do was find the company that was supposed to be transporting me, and then they would help me do the rest. Ciao. When I got to the kiosk of the company that I had already previously booked, those people would not even talk to me. The woman told me, wait over there, wait for my colleague to get back. But meanwhile, there were other people, palm-colored people, that were using the same transportation company, and they were helped immediately. The issue was not that they didn't speak any English. It's that they didn't want to talk to me. I heard them speaking English to the other American people. Now, this is my first time in Italy, so I kind of brushed off the airport experience, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to let that ruin my experience. I'm just going to keep pushing forward. I get transported to my hostel. The hostel that I was staying in was very diverse, so I did feel really safe there. Now, I chose this hostel because it was right next door to a market/grocery store, so I knew that I could get snacks and things like that for my room. I get checked into my hostel, and then I go right next door to the market. Y'all, I have never in my life been followed around a grocery store the way I was in Rome. It was this man's sole job to follow me aisle to aisle to watch me to make sure that I didn't steal something. Now, this market, it was...
And that is something with the video, the link I shared on Monday on the Africa Today show, with the narrative and image they're trying to now create with this illegal, the illegal aliens that we have now, coming in into America, raping white women, children, and all that. This is the effect of it right now. If you travel anywhere, and the image they have managed to create through the media of Black people. This is what we see. Black people, no matter where we go, especially outside the continent of Africa, because you're not going to come to Africa, have anyone following you around. Unless it's what we saw in Gambia. People just know you're from America. They have this type of mindset, just think about money and all that. They think of how they can scam you, rob you, sleep with you and all type of shit. You're not going to face that unless you have that type of Gambia experience. But it's only in the rest parts of the world where Africans, when you get into a shop, you are assumed a thief. They're gonna check on you so bad if you don't, maybe probably you have some weapons on you, and then go back to the narrative created by the media. Black people, especially the Black Americans, guns, you got them chains, unruly, people you can't tell a thing. And this is the effect of it. They have managed to destroy the reputation of African people, the Black woman, the Black man, no matter where and even the kids, because they don't give up about it. They don't care whether you are a child, whether you are a teenager, whether you are a mother, a sister, a wife to someone. No, racism applies all the same. They don't care whether you are a Kamba, Kikuyu, South African. No. And that's why I have a problem personally when I'm seeing Black Americans. Kind of surprises me. You've been to 30 countries. You, especially for her. It is educative when you come narrate about it. But I don't like when you're whining about it, because did you know? Or did you just grow up blindly, not understanding the kind of supremacy that leads you, supremacy that leads the rest of the countries or the world. I kind of feel personally we have some Black Americans who are just so ignorant. Pardon me. I mean, that's just how I feel. You know, people just walk blindly. Because you don't tell me you've traveled to 30 countries. I'm certain if it's not in the worst way, the way you had it on Italy, you could see it. You could see it. They don't need to apply. I don't believe they need to just apply like, yo, you are a nigger, you are a disgusting person, and all that. You can just see it on the face by the way they're going to either be talking about you, pointing fingers at you, or some awkward behavior going on. So, hey.
Small, but there were at least 25 people in there doing the
Joa Mosquito Karibu Sana. I hope you're doing amazing.
same thing I was doing. But because I was the only Black person in there at that time, I was being watched. There was even one time that I was trying to look at the ingredients of something by using my Google Translate app. If you guys don't know, the app not only translates the languages verbally, but if you put a picture, if you put it up to a picture that has a different language and you wanted to translate it to English, it will do that as well. So I was trying to do that, and then the man, he comes over, no photo. And I'm trying to explain to him that I wasn't taking a photo. I was trying to see the ingredients, but he got so aggressive with me that I damn near just I didn't even want whatever I was looking at anymore. I checked out with a couple of items that I had, and I went on about my business.
You don't even check out. You don't even. It's another thing. Always going to seek for. You want to tell me the whole Italy we don't have, and maybe we don't have with the racism. So it's a silly question to pose. But you want to tell me you don't have someone who is Black who has a shop there, a supermarket, something small running. Go support them. You just need to go to a whole crackers shop. I'm just asking, you know, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But understanding the racism, probably there isn't. But I think it says that they don't want to believe it, Joby. And yes, it is a lot of ignorance. They don't want to believe it because seeking to be friendly. We're seeking friendship in these people. You know, you want to go there blindly expecting to be loved or for them to look at you. Oh, look at that Black girl. She's in Italy. You know, look at her. And all that nonsense. No. They don't want you there. That's just the truth. But I see Jabba says that, let me go through the comments a little bit before I get to move on to the next topic of the day. I won't even share the rest of this video because personally I just feel this is just ignorance of the highest level. And sadly, it's just the Black Americans complaining about it. I mean, we do have Africans. We're supposed to be educated, yes, through this. We're getting informed. But I don't want you whining if you never did any research about anything. If you never did no research about a goddamn thing, don't come whine to us. You are just ignorant, moving blindly, expecting to be loved by some white people. Or you wanted some white daddy. You know, correct me. But I also see, Jabba says that now I see why the US invaded Grenada. They were becoming independent thinkers. Exactly. And I also see you saying that I have no interest in traveling to Europe. Neither do I, being honest. Neither do I. And I also see Jabba says that what a friend we have in Jesus. I know. Women of faith got they had my head all wrapped up. And I also see you saying that's the spot, Joby. And I also see you saying MapQuest is a thing. Exactly. Jabba says that the Spectrum ring displays her mindset, the second girl. True. And I also see you saying that we are brainwashed that Africa is full of flies and Europe is springtime fresh. Imagine. Africa is full of fresh breath, no racism, good food, everything good. Shout out to Steppers in the building. Shout out to Mark Clarin Music in the building, and to everyone. And also see Jabba adds that if America is racist, what would Europe be? They are the same creatures. I don't know if Africans globally, we know this. And even the Black Americans, that's what I'm questioning. Just moving blindly. Then you want to come add some YouTube numbers here by whining? Nah, we're giving you too much attention. And that is just where we stop. We're giving you too much attention for you being ignorant, you know. You go do some research before you travel. Know the people you're meeting. Check reviews of the people. God damn it. Do you check reviews of the people of where you're going, like what experiences they had there? You know, stop moving blindly. And I also see kids says, that is almost great. You didn't answer our question earlier, bro. Are what are you self-sufficient in? God damn. Shout out to you, Jiba Jaba. Karibu sana kid.
Yeah, Santo Sana. Yeah, the ignorance of African people, no matter where you're at. The ideal that and see and understand they're scared to go back. These are people that don't go to Africa. They're already you're in a racist country where these people came from. They came from Europe. They're not indigenous to America. They stole the country. They're not indigenous to here. So you're gonna tell me you're gonna go to the place where they're from. Their original, the place where they start from. The racism that they took all over the country. I mean, all over the world. And you think you'll get treated differently than you do in America? That's absolute lunacy. But see, that's the detachment of African and also African American woman. You've been told, that you've been given some false dichotomy, and this is real false dichotomy that you can take your black ass anywhere because they allowed you to do that in America for a time because they were trying to destroy us as a people. And then now you think you take that shit all over the world. They don't like you. The white man don't like you in America. They tolerated your ass to destroy your people. You were the tool they used. They didn't use that in Europe because there wasn't a bunch of you in Europe. So when you go over there, they can be honest with you in your face. That's why it's, like you said, it's palpable. It's in your face. Listen here, nigga, bitch. What you fucking asking me for? You don't get your nigga ass out my face. Ask me for some direction. Get your black ass out of here. The hell you doing here anyway? That's what you get. Bird, you're like, what? It's like somebody smacking you in the face like in Kabir with some doo-doo. It's like a flying toilet in your face. What's going on? And you so shocked. You've been living in some kind of fake bubble. Now understand how the real world works. And shout out to you figure out about, Grenada is true. So if you understand Grenada, I'm gonna go back to Grenada, go back to segment with Joey shows Grenada. I ain't seen the video. Yeah, but Grenada, you understand all these islands are African. That's where all these slaves were taken. America, you were dropped off in different areas to build their empires. Okay? Come out of Africa. Africans were dropped off in different parts of the North America, whether you're in Grenada, Jamaica, America, Colombia, Brazil. Whenever Africans start waking up, like they did in Grenada, said, no more of this. We're going to be exploited no more. We're not going to tolerate this shit. We're going to change the educational system of lies. I already told you. The white man's coming to see you. He's coming to see you. He's coming to see you. That's why. That's why you see when Demore was showing, they already built a whole UN village in Kenya because the black people are waking up. White man's coming to put the UN there because he needs to be there to come see you. I ain't even know villages even being built already because they already said we're going to move out of New York. We're going to move into Kenya because too many Africans are waking up. That's the wealth of the planet. So he wants to be there to really push soft power because he doesn't have the numbers anymore to actually go to war with you. You don't know that. You don't know that because you got the numbers, but he knows that. But he knows he's got that fake money and propaganda. So he's going to try to put soft power in there. The manipulation of the mind. But these people why go to, but these are people that never go to Africa. Oh, Africa. Yeah, we're going to damn Africa. Why not?
Shout to Kai Sent. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but I've seen him. He's come to Nigeria and he's loving Nigeria. And if such a person can come and talk so much positive about Africa? I mean, who are you? Why just tour the rest of the world but not start with where you originally come from? Try and find out why are you black? Do you even question yourself why you're black in America? You know, why do we have a bunch of Africans
They
saying
know,
people
they
look like
know why they
in the
there,
continent?
Joby. They're ashamed.
Oh,
Understand?
but
You
then
know,
why act ignorant? You know, because you acting stupid at this point. I'm going to Europe.
mm,
I'm going to Italy. Can you try find out about Africa first?
yeah, just understand how psychology works. So I'm told, as you've seen videos you show them, they say we're gonna send you back to Africa. You know, you've seen it yourself. So your whole life you told Africa is bad, so you have a disassociation with who you are. That's called self-hate, Joby. You've grown, you're born and raised in so much self-hatred, right? So you don't want to go and check out who you really are on the continent. You told that's fucked up. So you want to believe that you can go to Europe, be part of this Europe experience because you worship white people. You worship that, right? So then when you go over there, you're like, even though you know all the racist shit that happened in America, it's a racist country, but in the past, the black woman has been held up a little higher, right? She suffers racism, but not to the full extent as usual, right? But then she goes to Europe where these motherfuckers are from. It's unbridled, right? It's off the chain. It's like, it's not subtle. It's like, what? Directions? You nigga bitch, you. Who are you talking to? You better get your nigga ass out of here. You're like, what? It's in your face, right? It's not subtle, Joe. Like in America now, it's refined. It's more subtle. Unless you're in the South, like she said, coming from the South, like down here in the South where I'm at right now, that racism is palpable. These white people don't be shameful about it. You dirty nigga. Damn, I'm dirty too, and a nigga. Yeah, right. You filthy nigga. That was so you're like, wow. So you used to down here in the South part of America, but the rest of America has become more nuanced. It's subtle, Joe. It's like let's say you go to a restaurant, Joe, they just look at you like, uh, you know what the look is. They just ain't calling you a dirty nigga, but you know what that look is, Joe. You're not an idiot. So you know, but then but then when they go to Europe, they expect maybe expecting to be subtle. Then when it's in your face, like you like, can you? I'm trying to see what this. You filthy nigga, what are you doing here? Why are you here? I'm trying to be a tourist and see Italy. We don't want you. We don't even want your money, you filthy nigga. We don't need your damn money. Get out of here. You know? So it's so brutal. That racism is like it's a woman's mind has been filled with propaganda, Joby. You get brutal racism. It's like you don't you're smart. You don't know how to deal with it. You're like, oh, your mind is all fucked up. Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you. This is what I'm gonna tell you for free, especially the black community, and this is just me being honest. You know, like Kid says, the truth might hurt, but it's the truth, especially to the black American women. You know, you go to Italy, you wanna have some whatever food you wanna have, but do you know how to light up firewood? Do you even know how to collect firewood? Do you know how to survive? Like something you posed a question that was on Monday night, Keith. Do you know how to survive? Do you
No,
know?
no, they
It's
don't.
crazy when you see this kind of people. You go to Europe, you're shocked, but when you come to Africa, you wanna say African women are Africa. You wanna speak ill of us? You do know how crazy you sound and dumb. I'm just gonna be honest. You
Yeah,
wanna speak ill of me just because I'm in the continent? What
exactly.
skills do you have apart from just speaking shit? Let me just ask that. Because majority of the black women, even in America, don't have respect no more. You know, I
They
see
don't.
the media right now.
They don't.
I'm so much in the media to see, and there's nothing you can tell me that everything I'm saying is a lie. I'm not saying all of them, but
The
majority. You know,
majority, Jeffrey, that's the majority. That's a fact. The majority.
so
Nothing all. No such thing as all, but the majority, that's a fact. It's a fact.
you stop being ignorant. Stop focusing on how you can get a new wig, new lashes, your new nails. Do some research. You know, do research before you tour places. Do research. Come to Africa. Stop being ignorant. That is just all I'll say. Stop being
Well,
stupid.
well, that's honest. That-
Yeah,
that-
stop
That's
being
honest.
stupid. because the rest of the world is gonna show you how to be careful next time. You won't move around blindly, not knowing where you're going.
That's
But
honest.
anyway,
And just like you said about you talking about you were confusing French with Italian and two different languages. Still, Italy's Italian and French is French. And Nakamura is the #1 artist in France, and they hate her black ass.
yep.
They hate her. Okay, I want you to understand this. She's the #1 artist in the country, and they hate her. See, that's why I'm telling you how racism is palpable with these white people. They like her music, but they can't stand that she's black and she's the one making it. And it's not me making this up. She knows that this is not a secret. They hate her ass because she's black. They hate her.
Just because you can speak some good English doesn't mean some French doesn't mean you're one among us.
No, because we speak English don't mean I'm an Englishman. Exactly right, because we speak English, Joby. I wish I knew some Swahili, damn, because I was forced to learn English. Don't make me British. That don't make you British either. That don't make you British either, General Mosquito. You British ass nigga, you.
But anyway, to the meta focus of the day, which is about Joe Biden. No, that is Blinken. Sorry, Antony Blinken, who was, of course, this is the Biden administration, which have pledged $100 million to fund a Haiti police mission. Excuse me. And yesterday, we discussed about. That was on Monday. We saw undisclosed number of our troops from Kenya were supposed to be deployed. Some did withdraw. We saw the Prime Minister resigning yesterday. And of course, this is because him being threatened to step down. And we saw Kenya despite the Prime Minister of Haiti withdrawing, they say they're going to push with the mission of deploying police officers. But this morning, we woke up to where we can see that still... Actually, they have paused. That is Kenya. They say they're going to pause this. And they're saying that the top civil servant in Kenya Ministry of Foreign Affairs has told the BBC that the planned deployment of police to Haiti is now on hold following the announcement by Haiti Prime Minister Iri Henry that he will be stepping down. Courage Singoe, Principal Secretary for Foreign Affairs, said without a political administration in Haiti, there was no anchor on which the deployment can rest. Mr. Songoi added that Kenya will wait for the installation of a new constitutional authority before further decisions are made. Last year, Kenya pledged to deploy around 1,000 police officers to Haiti as part of the international forces in a bid to combat the gang violence. And today, we woke up to where we can see on this other hand that the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Monday, actually, but this has been released today, announced that he shall be adding $1,000 million to finance the deployment of multinational forces to Haiti. Blinken made the pledge during a meeting with the Caribbean leaders in Jamaica to discuss the crisis in Haiti, and the U.S. has persuaded Kenya to deploy police personnel to the Caribbean country despite a court order.
Finally, they said Kenya said no. They see what's happening. How the hell they gonna land there? Well, you see Jamaica. Jamaica's right next door. Jamaica's right next door to Haiti. Don't bring your Jamaican ass over here. Jamaica's right next door to Haiti. Don't bring your Jamaican ass over here. Right next door. Jamaica is right next door. Haitian to tell you. Don't bring your Jamaican ass talking about that wagwan shit over here. Don't bring your ass over here. And you right next door.
It is crazy.
Right next Haiti, yes, that's right, Joe. But Jamaica is right next door to Haiti. Right next door. Don't bring your punk ass. Don't bring your punk ass over here. Talking that wagwan and reggae shit over here. don't talk that. Talk that shit over here. Wagwan. My Jamaican brother, the Rasta. Okay, you're gonna be a Rasta dragging through the street.
It is insane, but I'm glad to see that Kenya has actually pulled down this mission, and right now they're on hold. I don't know when Haiti is going to be
It wasn't gonna work, Joby. If I'm the prime minister, I can't get back in the country. I'm gonna let some Kenyan niggas fly into the country and they gonna get off the plane. You're not getting up no plane up in here. I'm barbecue. Come to I come to greet I come to eat I come to greet my African brothers. How you doing? How you
What's
doing?
up?
What's up?
What's up?
That's right. What's up?
It's insane. But anyway, family, we're coming to the end of today's conversation. Hope you guys have enjoyed. John Mosquito, thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to you, Wildly Shift Solutions. Asante Sana, you've been with us since the beginning. I appreciate you. Hope you follow the host. And of course, if you enjoy much of this conversation, also follow us on our YouTube channel. Rather, download our app on the Google Play Store, which also gives you the access to stream live with us as you do other things on your phone as well. And check out all the amazing
Exactly
episodes.
right. Yeah, but they call you people. You people. You know what that means? You instead of calling that's like I told you, that's the subtle. I can tell you, but that's subtle. Instead of calling you a dirty nigga, they call you people. And I was laughing. Remember? I know you guys seen that. Who seen that movie Tropical Thunder? Remember when Robert Downey was playing the black guy? He was pretending to be a black guy. He said, "You people," and the real black guy said, "What do you mean by you people?" Because we know what that means. Like I said, that's the subtlety of it, right? We know what that means, right? When they say "you people," that's calling us a dirty nigga, but it's the way you. That's how it's more refined, Joby. You woman. I'm really calling you a nigga bitch, but you woman.
Crazy. But anyway, family, much love. Shout out to you, latest movies and series. Unasema nimedunda. Umedunda where? But nice to see you. Umeanguka where?
What does that mean, Joby?
I've fallen. It says I've fallen.
Who's falling? What is that? Falling? How you fall? Negro, if you don't get out here with that crazy talk,
I don't know what it means.
I'm gonna send you to Italy, let them imprison your ass.
Much love, family. See you guys later on the Tubonge show. Remember to catch us live on the YouTube channel and also on the radio on TikTok.
Check out family. Several of them got the Black Eye Fire Network live channel shut down for a week because they were playing copyrighted videos. So check them out either on Black Eye Fire Network 2 or one of them other Keith Newsom channels or something. One of them channels is working. I don't know.
You had it. Peace, family.
What did he say, brother? He said something again. What did he say right? What did he say right there, Joey? What's that?
Huh?
What did you say right there?
Let me see.
It's on your screen.
He has just gotten to the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is what he meant by Nimedunda. Much love, family.
Well, much love, ladies. I'm